Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Racers Driving League for Season 17, Round 4 of the Championship. Welcome to the Suzuka Circuit and the Japanese Grand Prix. I'm your host, RC, here to bring you all the action from tonight's what should be a very, very enjoyable Grand Prix indeed. Qualifying about to get underway. A circuit which now holds the 4th round of the season as opposed to the 16th or 17th the slot it held back in 2023. So it hasn't been too long since we last visited this quite frankly incredible circuit, and now we get a bit more of the action here today. Out on the racetrack, then here come the first few cars onto the circuit. Being led out by the Ferrari of Reg-J. Imri there in 4th position to start things off. He's the 3rd car in the train. Of course, in terms of the Drivers' Championship, it's not fantastic for the Mercedes cars. If I get the championship up on my screen, Landlord leads the way on 45 points. It's 9 points back to Gaming James, who's our Dardiel's newest race winner after taking victory last night in Australia. Curtis sits in 3rd in the championship. Grumio down to 4th after missing out on last week's race. From what I see here, not here tonight either, according to my notes. So another opportunity then for the drivers around him in the championship to move up places. Very similar to what we saw back in season 15. Of course, Grumio wasn't here for a stint of the season, and as a result, drivers gain a lot of ground on the driver who was the champion at that point. Curtis is lagging in some way. This is in the pit lane. That was a very weird glitch. They caught him on the circuit there. Not a clue as to what's happened. We've got our first car coming through. Reg-J to start the first flying lap of the session. Hopefully he shouldn't be disturbed by the Alpine too much. He's on the racing line there, and that could be a concern because he's not going away. He's ghosted though, but that would be a concern for Reg-J, who had to back off there, having, I imagine, just received the news. And that could be costly for a number of drivers here. It's been aware now in the Discord server as to Curtis' location on the racetrack, but unsure as to what's actually happened. We've got a car off in the grass there. That's one of the Williams. That is PJ Khaled, I believe. I could be wrong. No, yeah, it is PJ. May have been caught out by the very twisty nature of the opening to the Suzuka circuit. Of course, in terms of this first session, of course, as we continue on with the new full qualifying rules over the course of this campaign, so the bottom 2 drivers in this session will be eliminated. We have 17 with us tonight. Of course, in the event we get more drivers in later on, then that number will change. We'll be eliminating up to 5 drivers from this session. Everyone from P15 and above will then advance to Q2, and of course we'll eliminate 5 from there, and the top 10 shootout for pole position will commence in Q3. But Reg-J had his lap ruined there. He runs to the line 1 minute 36.047. Imri goes a lot faster, and that'll be the time we've come to expect from the Mercedes drivers. It's had a rough start to this campaign, to say the least. Mercedes in general have had a rough start to the campaign. No points on the board for them just yet. The only team yet to score. The lineup of Imri and Pope think in terms of it's like at the end of the race, things haven't gone their way. They may have to close the job, but hopefully from today they'll be able to sort that exactly. Reg-J goes off through the grass there. I imagine to get out of the way of the Mercedes and the RB. This has gone flying through us. James goes out lap, so he's just emerged from the pit lane. But Imri fastest. Lucky goes 2nd, 1 minute 29.8. It's 3rd place for Sakir's Aston Martin, 1 minute 30.292. Lionel goes 4th. Reg-J now 5th. PJ is down in 6th place after that run through the gravel trap. Next cars come through and set a lap will be Crovey in the Red Bull, who sits 6th place in the standings, still only with the points from that 2nd place finish in Bahrain, which is of course a couple weeks ago by now. He's got damage though, so this could be a rough end to his lap. But he's going to try and finish the lap. No, he's coming. For a second I thought he was going to try and finish it, but no, he's coming in. So Curtis disconnecting in a very unfortunate position. in the Alpine. Of course, Alpine sitting 4th place in the country. He himself sits 3rd in the drivers. If he can't get back in the session, this could be a very costly Q1 exit for the team. Car from in the gravel again there. Was that Red J a second time? It might have been. Lionel goes fast. It's 1 minute 28.730. That's 4/10 up on Emery. Duck in 3rd. Where is James? We'll see what sort of time he sets. He's been very commanding in qualifying in recent races. And we're looking perhaps to try and nab us another pole. Oh, but the slide there from the RB driver. He's kept it on the racetrack, kept it under control, but we want to try and avoid doing any more of that. 33.2 in the first sector. I imagine it may have cost him a 10th or two, that little slide. Of course, with only 2 drivers in the drop zone for this session, I imagine that there'll be a bit less pressure for those who are higher up in the order as it is, as Curtis rejoins. Hoping he'll be able to get himself moving again. So everyone now aware that they can drive through the stationary Curtis at turn 2. A very unfortunate place for him to be caught. You see Crover making his way back around. And definitely put a few drivers off on their first episode. As we saw at Red J earlier on, I imagine he's going to want to come back out and set another lap time. James 1 minute 16.5 his second sector. See his teammate moving off the circuit to allow him through. And now towards the final corner, coming into the pit lane. Perhaps we have to be careful not to scuff that first set of tyres. Of course we do, of course, it's not uncommon. As Lucky goes P2 there. Improves on Imri's time by about half a tenth. Yeah, as I say, it's not uncommon to see drivers in Q2 using one of their sets from the first session as opposed to the medium tyre set that the FIA give them. And then going for softs on that second run. Have to wait and see what the plan is for those guys. Lucky though, P2. The McLaren's looking very strong today. P2 and P5 right now, but of course it's still early days. A long way to go in this qualifying session. There's Sakir on his outlap. And the Aston Martin P6 right now, 1 minute 30.292 his first effort. I imagine he'll want to see improvement to that. I feel like he'll be one of the ones who got caught by Curtis as Pope goes fast. It's 1 minute 28.568. That's 2/10 up. Ethan goes P5 in the Williams. But brilliant lap from the former champion. As Curtis disconnects once again, I think he's having trouble here. But fortunately everyone knows that they can drive through the stationary Alpine at turn 2. 10 drivers who have set laps so far. Still waiting on 7, or could make that 6 if Curtis is then able to get himself moving. This could be, I'd say, a Q1 knockout for the Alpine team. Alvaro's teammate on his outlap. So we'll see how we can do compared to cars around him. Of course, the field's been very evenly matched, to say the least, these first 3 rounds. There's been no clear... There's been drivers who are clear faster than the rest of the field. But in terms of the mid-pack, it's very, very close indeed. As you see, Crowley got to P3 there. Good into the lap there. But the third driver to get himself in the 1 minute 28. Yellow flag, slow car in sector 3. Comes Webbsy and Sauber. Of course, Sauber have now scored points in the championship. Cock getting second place in Australia last time out. We'll see where he emerges in terms of his first time. But again, he's been rapid in qualifying. This was a place where he made his RDL debut. Romped home with the victory, but was unable to repeat the feat last season. Came close. before being shuffled out the way the few laps to go. Pope retiring in the session, so he thinks he's good enough to get through to Q2, and I don't blame him. See what Cock can pull off here. Navigating his Sauber through the last couple of corners. Bit of a slide from the back end there, but I think he's got enough to get through to a 28. 28.692. It's enough for second place on the board. Slots right in there between Pope and Landlord. Imrie now down in 6th place. And here I thought for a while that his 29.1 would be the benchmark. But apparently not. Up there in P8 right now. The slowest time is set by PJ Carl, that's 1 minute 46.4. I imagine we'll see big gains on that going into the end of this second sector. Got an Alpine on the racetrack there in front, that'll be Alvar. 1 minute 12.949, 16 seconds up. That'll be enough for 1 minute 30, been getting a bit more in this last sector. And charging towards the line now. Look at 29, 1 minute 29.876. Could be at risk later on. Of course, James gets to set a timer, here he comes. James this time good enough for P4. Now 5 drivers have set times in the 28, excuse me. So Curtis looks to be more or less dead and buried for Q1. Alvar yet to set a lap time. Big lock up there through turns 1 and 2. As he goes through his teammate. Crowley retiring now. Second retiree of the session. Calling it a day. See the one of the Williams cars off the circuit there. That would be, I imagine that would be PJ. Yes, it is. Ethan on his outlet there, just emerged from the pit lane. 5.5 minutes to go in the session. Still plenty of time for things to change. Websy P7, Cop P2. The Sauber is looking good right now. JB there in P11, while his teammate is remarkable, is more or less safe, I'd say, or one of the few drivers safe. Here, Websy have set the same exact time. I only just noticed that. That's on me for not noticing. But very close. That just shows you how close this grid is qualifying-wise. Top 9 separated by less than a second. Bring it up to 1.5 seconds. I'll cover the top 12. Over the line there, that's one of the Alpines. That's Alvar going P9. Lando retiring there. PJ's on for another lap now. So we are starting to see now a few of the faster drivers in the session calling it quits for Q1. Trying to avoid using that second set if they can. Curtis and Cottony. Curtis looks to be out. Cottony is yet to leave the pit lane. He'll have to leave it soon. He's got 4 minutes to set a time. A decent time would put Red J at risk, but I imagine we'll see Red J out one more time. Sakir could be in danger. It looks as though one of these drivers will go out alongside Curtis. As to who it will be is anyone's guess. Sakir comes across the line. Websy retiring. So we've lost 5 of the top 7 so far. Imrie still on the racetrack, or so in the pit lane rather. Alvar there, P9, JB P10. So he's made improvements, but will those improvements? I imagine there should be enough to get him into Q2. But JB, one of those drivers who's sort of been sat on the threshold of either Q2 or either a Q2 knockout or a running Q3. We'll have to see on what end of the pendulum he swings today. His teammate goes through, or his teammate's there behind him. These two perhaps looking for clean air. Lucky, I'd say, probably doesn't need to make another effort. I'd say he's pretty good in Q2. As Ethan goes P5. Both McLarens now into the pit lane. JD retiring. I imagine we'll see Lucky retire as well. Courtney Goblin now on the racetrack. We'll keep an eye on this lap, because this could be the one that potentially knocks someone else out. Red J needs to improve on this time. He needs to get into at least the 29s to stand any chance. I think if he could reach a 29, 6 or 7, then I imagine he could be doing enough. But Duck and PJ are both on laps right now. PJ's down in the first sector. I'll see where Duck emerges. 2 minutes to go. Well on board with the RB as he runs towards that first sector split. He's 6/10 up. That's a big improvement. That'll bring down to 129.2, and we'll definitely have him safe in the next round. Spinner, and that it was a slow car. That is Red J, who in fact is waiting to get absolute clean air, and he's got time to make it back around again. Courtney Goblin about to start will be his first and chances are final lap of the session. 1 minute 25. So yes, he'll be just short of the flag. Imri is on that lap. Going to see if he can perhaps top Q1. PJ retires. So PJ at risk here. In the event both Red J and Courtney improve, then he could go out qualifying. Alvar out. There's 8 more drivers left in the session right now. The 9 have all retired. Flying Duck over the line, 1 minute 29.2. Red J there is on the bubble. It's going to be close. But how long has he got? He's got 40 seconds to get around the line. He hasn't got long. Courtney Goblin into the second sector now. He's almost caught his teammate of a lap. Actually, yes, he should make it around just fine. Ethan, Sakir, Curtis, all in the pits. So Curtis obviously still sat here. He's out of qualifying. Courtney, 1 minute 14 in the second sector. We'll see where he can emerge. Looking like a 1 minute 30. But if Red J doesn't improve, and I imagine he will, then he'll be out. Curtis out of qualifying. It all comes down to what Red J does. He needs to beat a 1 minute 2:52, which means he needs to improve more or less 5 seconds. He's put a 3.6 on his first effort so far. Imri into the pit lane. He'll finish 9th in Q1. Which is a difference to the high flying Imri we've seen in recent weeks in quali, especially in the opening rounds. So here we go, retire from the session there. Flying Duck crossing the line now. It'll be a 1 minute 42.1 to end this session. Red J here. Needs big improvements in this sector. He's 4.7 up. It's going to be quite close. If he can nail this last sector, it's going to be very close. A Ferrari's gone out of qualifying. The question is which one? Can Red J knock his teammate out? Towards the line. He does it. Red J into Q2. And that will leave Courtney Goblin and Curtis out of qualifying. Top in the session then, Pope tops Q1, Cott in second, Landlord third, James fourth, and Ethan rounds at your top 5 in the Williams. And as I say, all the way down the order in P16, P17, Courtney Goblin set a lap out by 2/10, and Curtis unfortunately didn't get set a lap. He'll be back. He'll be at the back of the grid, the Grand Prix itself. So here we go then. Q2. This is where things start to get a bit more serious. Now we have 5 knockout spots to be dealt with. So in the top 10 advance to the pole position shootout. The question is, who this week will that top 5 be? Because it could be anyone. Top 5, top 10. The bottom 5 go out. See, Alvaro, they're looking at mediums for his first run. He said make a brief change. He's gone back onto the softs as I say that. There go both Aston and Mercedes. I've actually both Mercedes cars. Both Mercs are on the track now. You see both Emery and Pope leaving the pit lane. Both Saubers are out too. So Kia, the first car out to the circuit and getting right to work. So Kia, the lone Aston Martin in the race tonight. No sign of Wisburn today. So Wisburn, Grumio and Badman are the 3 drivers we're missing from this Grand Prix today. No reserves. Of course, Green made his debut last week in Australia. A debut which was brought to an unfortunate end, but still showed pace regardless. So we'll look forward to seeing how he does performance-wise in those reserve appearances over the rest of the season. Should we see him again? So empty on the outlap there for Sauber. Sauber sitting P7 in the constructors today. But the first car on this train now is the driver who topped the first session, Pope, in Mercedes. We'll see what he can pull out for Q2. Can he top the second session? We're yet seeing anyone sweep all 3. That'd be an impressive feat. So here we go then. This lap getting underway. Throw and Rawdon here, see what he's got to offer for us. People on the telemetry as well for this lap. Of course, it's been interesting these first weeks to see properly how drivers manage the new ERS modes in the game, or rather a returning feature from previous games. Taken out for a couple of years. Pope using overtake there. At the end of the first sector, 32.3, and very lucky not to invalidate there. You see these league drivers pushing the absolute limits of the track limits, rather. Lock up there into the hairpin. It's nice and controlled. Getting to the right side of the track, so he charges up towards Spoon now. Downshifting early there before he actually made the braking point. Here he exit, looking for a clean run now towards 130R. All the way to the left hand side of the track and sweeping back across to the right for entry. 1 minute 12.1 the second sector. Pope is on a run here. And into the Rostock chicane. Rear end staying under control and charging towards the line. This could be a 28 again. 28.951 for his first lap. Sakir goes second, half a second back. Here comes Imrie. Imrie improves, 128.4. Cock goes second. Slots in between the McLarens. Websy, between the Mercedes rather. Websy, so it goes Mercedes Sauber. Ethan up to 5th again. In the opening train of cars, PJ coming through. P7, the slowest of those 7 cars, set the initial run. So the RB flying duck into 130R. The next cars come through set lap time. And half the drivers in the session will have set laps when he crosses the line. Here he comes now. It was 29.1. It's now for P6 right now. I'll say you want to be around those low 29s. Lanor goes P3. So again, 5 drivers in the 28 to kick things off. Lucky up to P2 now. 1 minute 28.527. The McLarens again looking quite quick by comparison to recent weeks. With JB still with that second place with that third place rather in Bahrain. A very solid podium finish to kick off his season, but hasn't reached those highs again. Still plenty of time to do so. There's the Alpine there, keeping out of the way. That'll be Alvar, who's on a time lap himself, but I imagine backed out. Let's take a run through the gravel there. That's not what you want to do. That's not quite the racetrack there, Alvar. I'm going to get back on. There we go. James on his out lap now. You see again another car moving out of the way for him. That'll be Ethan, who of course has completed his lap. So P7, so right down the mid pack for the Williams. Somehow a bit more work to do. Might require a second or even a third run from here. Here comes James. Looking to try and snag back-to-back wins if he can. Of course, James has had several opportunities to win so far, both this season and one or two last season. So it's good. It was good to see him clinch his first last time out. Of course, that first opportunity came back in Zandvoort last season after a very late scrap with Grumio, in which he came worse off. Grumio won the race. It wasn't his day. Of course, made his debut less than a season ago back at the Canadian Grand Prix, which of course we'll be racing in a couple of weeks' time. We're looking at that one sort of around early to mid-August. Eight minutes to go now. 12 drivers have all set lap times. The slowest being Alvar's time after that run through the gravel. So he's going again here, I imagine. So I think it's a lot more controlled in the first sector. Oh, slight slide there, but it kept it under control. Good manoeuvrability from the Alpine driver as he charges towards the first split. James goes fastest there, 1 minute 27! And all of a sudden, the bar has been raised quite dramatically here. Half a second up on Imri's time. I think he could probably just retire right there and call it safe in Q3. Unbelievable stuff from James. And we could be looking at another pole position for the RB driver. Reggio across the line there, invalidating his first effort. Krobi on his way through. 31.9 this first sector. We'll see where he gets to in sector 2. Got an RB there in front of, I believe that is James. Bit of a lock up. But oh! Oh, around he goes! And I was about to say keep things under control. But an unlucky break there for Krobi, who had to recover the car. May have potentially scuffed those soft tyres. I'm hoping his set that's his Q1 set. Still, to my mind, he should have another set for Q2. I imagine James was on fresh tyres when he set that lap a moment ago. Sometimes we see the fresh tyres on a bit earlier for some drivers than we do for others. The tactics that come into play over the course of these sessions to sort of avoid using those medium tyres are incredibly interesting to watch play out. There goes one of Mercedes cars. That'll be Pope on that lap. Pope P6 right now. 1 minute 28.9 his best effort from that first run. Let's see what we can do this time round. Good run for the first 2 corners. Keeping it nice and tidy. You don't want to hit those curves too much. As close as you can go without going over them at this point. Towards that first second split. 31.7, that's half a second up. That'll put them to around a 28.3, which would be good enough for 3rd place right now. Again, that's a mega lap from James. I think it'll be tough for the rest of the field to try and catch. Hope keeps it under control. Yellow flag in sector 1. That is Cott who's spun it. circuit now. Pope can continue back on with his lap. Down towards 130R now. 8 tenths up. Imrie retiring now. He's got enough to get, I think he's got enough to get through secondly to Q3. I'd say just about. In those 28s. Looking like a 27 again. Pope goes fastest, only just by 3,000 of a second over James. Look at that. And the season 11 champion has come roaring back to James and said, you know what, mate, game on. This qualifying session just got a bit more interesting, as we'll see. I imagine we'll see a few more 27 before we're done here. Once those fresh tyres start going on everyone, we've 4 minutes to go, so it won't be long. Cott's on lap, but of course, spun off earlier on, so we'll have to go again. I'm hoping that he hasn't scoffed at that. Websy, 6.6 down his previous effort. Sauber is not looking too strong right now. JB on his out lap here, about to start his flying run. But very close between the two leaders right now. And Pope has every bit a chance of perhaps even sweeping all 3 sessions. Have to wait and see if he can. As for JB though, he's there on the cut line right now, P10. Of course, 5 from 15 to go out the session here, leaving us with 10 for the final shootout. In towards the hairpin now, keeping it nice and controlled. Grab ball with him. Pope retiring there, calling it for his session. There's a spoon, got a car up in front of him now, but his teammate, and he's trying to keep placing out of the way. Or help his teammate get a toe, either works. Half a second improving now. He did luckily a bit too late there. .128.9 for JB. Briggs got 2 places, so not quite safe just yet. Two minutes to go. Crovey is there. 11.1 in the second sector. Let's see what he can do. Let's see where he stacks up compared to those around him. Towards the line. Crovey goes fastest there. Yet another impressive improvement. Crovey now top of the shelf. And he leads qualifying. And I did say we might see a 27 or more or 2 before we were out. And the competition heating up dramatically here as we reach the closing stage of this Q2 session. So we wait to see who will move on to Q3. Big improvements. Those fresh tyres, you can definitely tell the difference between a fresh tyre lap and an old tyre lap. And let's see now what the rest of the field can do to match that. 40 seconds to go. Alvar there, the slowest car in the session, 1 minute 36.2 was his first effort. Ethan's on the cut there. Scratch that, JB's on the cut. PJ goes up to P8. JB in the pits, that could be costly for him. And there goes the improvement from Ethan across the line of P8, and that might see JB out of qualifying. Red J is out. Landlord is out right now. He's got to get round to the line. And he's managed to make it just in time. James is through. Here comes Websy. I think he's also through for now, but it could still go out with enough improvements. Ethan looks to be done. He'll be relying on no one else improving behind him, so Landlord could be the one to knock Ethan out. JB is out. Alvar is out. That's confirmed. Red J out. He started P15. PJ, I imagine, might be out. Websy retiring. Flying duck over the line. If all three of these cars improve, Websy will go out. PJ off the circuit. I imagine that'll be it for him. What can Ethan do? Ethan's backing out. We're banking on Landlord not improving. He's 3 tenths up, Landlord. He only needs 1 off Ethan. Short of a spin from the 3-time series champion and former Japan winner. It looks as though both Williams cars will have percent crashing out of the session. Last corner for Landlord into the chicane. Good exit. Will this be it for both Williams cars? P4 for Landlord, and that will send Ethan and PJ out. Both Williams eliminated. Crovey then will top Q2 in a dramatic conclusion to the session. 3 drivers hitting the 127s in the late stages, and we could be in for a very spectacular Q3. The top 4 covered by a quarter of a second in the end. Crowley first, Pope second, and James in third. In the end then, Ethan, PJ, JB, Alvar and Red J all knocked out qualifying. They will not participate in the shootout pole position. Coming up next. So here we go. Time for the shootout. It's anyone's game here. Anyone could take pole position today. Who will it be? Several favourites to think about going into this session. Of course, Imri hasn't done a fantastic first 2 runs, but he's still there. He's there and about. Hasn't set at 27 though. Unlike 3 drivers in this session, James, Pope, and Crovey have all set 27s in Q2, and with 2 sets of fresh tyres now in their possession, this could be the day for any of these 10 drivers. Number of different manufacturers, all there in the top 10. McLaren have made the session. Sauber made the showpiece. Mercedes are in. RB are in. Haas in. Aston in. Red Bull in. That's 7 different constructors. All duking it out of pole position. Who will it be? Is the question we're asking. Based on the chat, I can see Lucky Lambo looks to be the crowd favourite for tonight's race. We'll see where he emerges in this session. There's Pope. Was top the first session, second in Q2. We'll see where he finishes up. Of course, this one will determine starting spots for the race. 27 laps of Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix coming your way in about 20 minutes. I can scratch that, make about 15. Regardless, though. 6 cars will come out onto the racetrack for their first runs. They're being led by the Aston Martin Sakir, who wasn't too pleased with his lap in Q2, but it got him through. He's into the showpiece run now. And let's see what he can conjure up for us. See both Saubers now rejoin the racetrack late on. Didn't quite hit the curb there, turn 1, but kept it tidier. You can really see him chucking the car about there. It's fantastic control these drivers exhibit week in, week out for us, especially on a circuit like this. Towards his first split now, it'll be a 32.291. Into the second sector. Big lock up into the hairpin there. Through the long sweeping right hand of the second sector. Back towards Spoon again. Spoon a more unique corner. But no strange coincidence, think that's the 2018 Vettel flying with Verstappen during the Grand Prix here. One of the spins that ultimately killed off Sebastian Vettel's dream of the 2018 World Championship. Sakir won at 12.4 in the second intermediate. And now looking for the checkered flag on his first run. Another lockup. Not ideal for him, but it looks to be a 28 if he can finish the job. 29, scratch that. 1 minute 29.1. Here come the Mercedes behind them. Imrie 1 minute 28.2. Landlord 28.25. And Pope is on his way through. Pope goes fastest. 2 tenths over both cars. And the Silver Arrows for now are provisionally locking out the front row. Here comes Kirby towards the line. Let's see what he can do. P4 from 1 minute 28.885. The 28 becoming the norm here. James starts his first lap. Duck, his teammate, already on a lap. But again, another week where both RBs get into Q3. It's been fantastic for them so far this season. The 2 new teams in Sauber and RB have had, in Kick Sauber and RB have had very enjoyable returns to the sport. Flying back here, we'll see where his first lap comes to an end. No one in the pit lane right now. The only driver who's not on a time lap right now is Lucky Lambert. P4. 6 cars at the lap time. Take on both Saubers through towards the line. Cotton first. Got up to 128.215. Webbs is P5. Look how close these guys are. It's absolutely incredible to watch. A second covers the top 7. Sakir into the pit lane now. Lucky Lambert now starting his run. Here comes James to complete his first one. 6.5 minutes to go. James is the next car through. Bit of a lock up again into the chicane from the RB, but he's kept it under control. This could be a 27 here if he can finish the job. It is a 27, 27.6. That's the fastest time we've seen so far. James on provisional pole by 4 tenths over Pope. Imrie now down to 3rd. Cotton 4th, Landlord 5th. Where is Lucky Lambert? He's on his way through the second sector now. Yellow flag in sector 3. Stop going slow back to the pits. Shouldn't distract the 2 Saubers. I doubt they'll make it to him in time. Hopefully shouldn't distract Lucky either. 11.7 in the second sector. Into the braking zone now. Bit of a lock up there. You heard the tyres squealing on entry. Can Lucky pull off this lap? This looks like it'll be a 27 here. Sorry, 28 rather. P7 for the McLaren driver. Slots in nasty between Webbsy and Duck. Perfect blend of youth and experience around him. James is still there on the racetrack. Pope coming back out onto the circuit on that fresh set of tyres. Who will we see join him? Both Saubers being brought back into the garages. Only 3 cars. Oh! James off the circuit there. Skidding those tyres on entry to the pits. Pope, the only car now out on the racetrack looking to get ready to set a lap. So it was P1 in Q1, P2 in Q2. He'll be hoping that trend doesn't continue and get P3 in Q3, but he needs to be beaten by... I can imagine he'd first be beaten by his teammate if he has to be beaten by anyone. Of course, Imrie hasn't had fantastic luck the last 2 races either. Of course, things didn't quite play into Pope's hands in Australia last time out. But today looks to be the day for Mercedes. This could be the one they turn around. But again, I imagine that the Mercedes crew members are left scratching their heads at just how James has pulled 4 tenths on them. It's fantastic to see. I look forward to seeing what Pope can do to try and get himself back on top. Lucky stayed out, so he's still on the racetrack there. Unsure as to why he's still going when there's a lap. He could go and come back in for a fresh set. He's got 3 minutes to go, so he's pretty much stopped this. He's probably stopped this time. Here comes Imrie back on the racetrack now. So Mercedes cars looking to try and fight back. Everyone's sort of starting to leave the pit lane now. Pope gets around lucky with ease. And we'll see where Pope is going into the last sector. He's 4 tenths up, so could be in position to try and challenge that lap from James. If he can nail this last sector, he could catch around edge in front. There's a wobble there at the last corner on the exit, but can he still bring it home toward the line? 1:27.675 by just 9 thousandths of a second. Again, the gap is 8 thousandths rather. Pope is back in front. Oh, no, that is 9. The game has got that a bit wrong. That is 9,000. That is 9 thousandths. James back on the racetrack now, so he doesn't need to improve by much. He just needs to improve, but he's got to pull out another lap like that. Imrie starts what will most likely be his second to last lap or his final lap, depending on what he chooses to do. Lucky the only car in the pits. Better get going quickly. And by this point, he won't be able to set another lap time. He won't go back around in time. So Lucky will qualify P7 at best. Lucky number 7. Imrie, second sector he set. He set a purple sector 1 for himself. Good exit in the hairpin, nice and controlled. Really looks to be knocking on the door of that top time. Bit wide there for a spoon. Oh, bit of a slide, and that could be trouble. He's got time to go again. It's a good thing he came out a bit earlier to go on that second lap as well. He's got 40 seconds to get to the line. In terms of the ERS, he needs to get about half it back. He's got to try and find himself some room as well. Because Lionel's on his way up as well. Pope retiring. He's gone up where he is. James is going to get one chance to try and beat Pope's time. Imrie is still going quite slowly here. I'm thinking that may have ended up being his last run. It looks like it'll be P3 at best for him here. Unsure thanks to the caution light. There's the flag. So Kia goes to P6. Imrie's been bested by Landor there, P4. For them to say it's a frustrating end to qualifying when he had time for another lap. Got 6 tenths up on his last effort. James is up by 6 hundredths. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need that much. But any mistake still cost him this lap. Landlord's there in third. Caught into the last couple of corners there. Crovey toward the line. Crovey 8/10 up. This could be for a 28 dead. P4 for the Red Bull in the end. Can Cott match that? Cott can match everyone. He goes fastest. By another 2/10. 1:27.4 for Cott. Puts him on provisional pole, but it's not over yet. James now needs a lot more stopping, but he hasn't improved in Sector 2. He's lost time. James towards the line. Improves, but just misses out. The last car to come through will be Landlord. Webster goes to P8 in the end. Ducks there in 10th. Landlord 3.6 down, and that'll confirm it. The Sauber of Cott at the last second nabs pole position. And again, this full qualifying has not disappointed. It's been a fantastic run so far. Full 3-stage qualifying has been a spectacular debut for the RDL, and it continues on. Cott nabs pole position for Japan. In the same place he made his debut a season and a half ago. So there's your top 10. Cott will lead us away from James in 2nd, Pope 3rd, Landlord 4th, Crovey 5th, Imrie 6th, Sakir 7th, Webbsy 8th, Lucky Lambert 9th, and Flying Duck in 10th. So that's your field. I'll be with you in a few minutes' time for the start of the race. Well, it appears to be going a bit quicker than anticipated. It looks as though someone's ready up a bit too early. But the Grand Prix about to go on too short of a restart. There is the circuit for you. The graphic designed by our very own JB. Suzuka, very technical circuit, very challenging. The formation up getting underway quickly here. We'll keep an eye out and see if a restart is cool. But in the meantime, we'll go through the starting lineup until unless it does happen. So Curtis starts dead last after the incident in Q1. Courtney Dobbin lines up P16 with the one driver knocked out on pure pace. Reg P15. Alvar in 14th, JB 13th. Still unsure if we're going to call a restart. Here we go. It's been confirmed. Lobby restart is imminent. So apologies for the delay. We'll be back in a few minutes' time for the official restart. Right, so while we wait for the lobby to restart, we've got a visitor in the country box. It's an old friend of ours. Pope, welcome back to the country box, mate. How you doing? Pope, come on, really?
Hello.
There we go. What happened there?
Thank. I have no idea. I have no idea. That's what happens when you have a Turtle Beach. But
Bro,
yeah, happy to be back.
I cannot trust you as far as I can throw you, man. What is this?
But yeah, no, happy to be back in the commentary booth. And yeah, a good qualifying, especially compared to last week. Could have done a little bit better. I had about 4 attempts on the time I had, but at least I'm up there this time round.
Now, I think I have to ask you, Pope, is this going to be the week for Mercedes? Is this going to be the one? Because it has been fantastic
I
for you guys
mean,
so far.
oh, it's been horrendous. Unfortunately, I've been the curse of C110P fan of just having the worst luck going. Been in a collision every race, which is deemed a penalty to another driver. So hopefully everyone keeps it clean. But it's gonna be a tough race. Tyre wear is really challenging. The tyres itself are really challenging, and we'll see if we're able to kind of capitalise on that. I feel pretty comfortable on a set of tyres. So yeah, I think I've got the pace to win.
While we're here, if anyone wants to put any questions to Pope in the chat, then feel free, because I've never done one of these sort of things. I've never done one like during like a lobby restart. This is a rarity. It's almost like a red flag sort of thing for us.
I mean, yeah, I just thought, we're gonna be here for another 4 minutes or so might as well make the most of it.
What? And another thing I'm going to ask, because of course recently things have sort of unravelled for you on the start in the last couple of weeks, especially in Jeddah and Australia. It's meant you feel had to. I mean, Australia obviously you start from further back, but from Jeddah, of course you were in Q3 and then then they got spun out at turn 1 to work back through the field. So, do you reckon there's any risk that happen today?
Yeah, I think turn 1 here is treacherous. Let's hope not, obviously, but turn 1 here is notoriously difficult. So we'll see. Just kind of keep it calm and steady. I'm not pushing for the win today. I just want to get some points on the board for once. But obviously, podium's nice. We seem competitive this time round. But I've said that about Bahrain. Said that about Jeddah. Both competitive in those races. Unfortunately. Say again, sorry.
We said that more or less all season so far.
I mean, yeah, we've looked really good. I mean, especially in Australia, in the first few laps, I felt so quick, and then it just an incident, and then it just unravels from there. So, hoping for nothing like that.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it here, you're obviously one of just 2 drivers yet to score points. You and Websy yet to score this season. So, who do you reckon will score first? And if you both score today, who's going to score higher? That's the question.
Oh, I think Websy. Websy's going to get win today. I think he's going to be starting from pole with this with this changed grid order. No, I hope for Websy. I like Websy.
Yeah. Me
lot,
and you have
so.
voiced our appreciation for Websy quite a lot.
Yeah.
In the same box.
Of course, it's a lot different though now that we're competing against each other. But the Saubers look quick. The Saubers look really quick this time round, and obviously James has got a bit of momentum now with this race win under his belt. But I'm catching on to the techniques that he uses in qualifying, so that's why it's a lot closer than it has been recently.
Definitely looks a bit of that. Just waiting on Curtis here. Now, did you get thrown by where Curtis was in Q1? Because the game sort of beached him at literally on the apex.
Yeah, I was pretty lucky to notice it on the offboard. Sorry, while I was in pit lane. I saw that he was trapped or stuck or whatever it was. But I thought, knowing my luck, everyone will go through him, but me and then I'll be starting at the back of the grid with him. But luckily, yeah, it was very difficult. I think that's kind of how I got pole position in that first session, was down to the fact of I was able to have the confidence just to go through it and just floor it, which hopefully translate well into a race.
I'll have to wait and see. And the last thing before we let you go, can you promise you'll be in here once the race is over for you, regardless of whether it's in the barriers or at the end of the finish line?
Of course, yeah, I will be here by the end of it.
There we go. Excellent. Right, okay, well, good luck in the race, Pope, and hopefully we'll see you back in about 40 minutes or so.
Thank you very much.
You can go now if you want. It's up to you.
I am leaving now, don't worry.
There you go.
I have to join another Discord, that's all.
I get you. Fair enough. Well, I mean, so that was Pope. That's a rarity. We've never really done that pre-race. We never had an opportunity for it. But we're just waiting here on the order to be settled up, and we'll be able to get going again. while I'm here, I'm just going to sit here and plug, because this is my channel. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't already for all future RDL action over the course of the coming season, because it's going to be a fantastic season of racing. Of course, the channel is pushing closer and closer to 1,700 subscribers, so we're about 30 away from that. So if you aren't new around here yet, do get subscribed. And also, I will announce the return of an old series on the channel coming tomorrow, hopefully, if not Wednesday. The return of the F1 Road to GOAT series, this time on F1 24. So, fresh story to be told there. Hope you guys are looking forward to that. Any of you who was here who voted on the poll last week, much appreciated doing that. Thank you very much. And I can confirm we'll be driving for Alpine. So getting ready to go again now. Hopefully there'll be no more issues with setups and strategy, and no one will be really up too early. And I've just realised I've unmuted that whole thing, so that's fantastic. I apologise for that. I don't know how I forgot to unmute myself there, but regardless, we'll push on. As I've just shown the circuit again, as we did again, circuit designed by our own JB in terms of the graphic. Very nice to see there. Grimio goes in your defending winner, but again, he's not in the race today. We're missing him as well as Wisburn and Badman. 17 full-time drivers to take the seat today. And we're seconds away from start the formation lap. We're going to take you through the starting line for this race. Of course, starting at the very back of the grid is Curtis after the incident last in Q1. Got the game beached him at the exit, well, on the apex rather, for turn 2. And from there was unable to move. Tried reconnecting, couldn't do it, so he was stuck there. So no time was set by Curtis. We'll have to see what sort of pace he exhibits today. Could he have been one of those drivers to perhaps push up into the higher 27s? But here we go though. Formation lap is underway. Let's have a look at your starting lap. So Curtis starts from dead last for the Alpine team. He'll start on the medium tyres for this race. Everyone on mediums and hards. Only 4 drivers choosing those whiteboard hard tyres. Courtney Goblin and Red J make up row 8. Differing tyre choices for the prancing horses. We'll see what effect that has on their race today. Alvar starts from P14, so an overall not fantastic qualifying for Alpine, but they can still bring it up in the race to see the charge they make. JB lines up P13, looking to add to that podium finish from Bahrain a few weeks ago. 2 Williams cars take up row 6, P12, P11, Ethan and PJ again, both on medium tyres. Flying Duck started on top 10, he's on the mediums for this one, another Q3 appearance for him. Lucky Lambert has been quite popular in the chat with tonight's race. He lines up in P9 again on the medium tyres. Webbsy lines up 8th. Third highest driver on hards. Sakir lines up P7. Wasn't too pleased with his lap in Q2, but a lap in Q3 is now for 7th on the grid. So looking to try and advance from there. Imrie lines up P6. Almost got another lap in during Q3, but unfortunately got held up. I made a mistake, and that was the end of his run. Didn't get enough time to resave his DRS and go again. Krovi lines up P5, of course, as a late setter of a lap time towards the end. Landor starts from 4th, an opportunity to try and increase his lead in the championship today. He leads 45 points to his name. Pope in 3rd, looking to score his first points of the season. Only him and Webster yet to score this season after 3 rounds. James lines up in P2, winner last turn out, looking to go for his 2nd straight victory. And lining up on pole is Cott, who made his debut here back in season 15. Romped to the victory, almost took last season's victory as well. I'll be looking for more of the same here today. Conditions look excellent here. It's a bright sky over the Suzuka circuit. A few clouds in the area, but hopefully shouldn't bring about any overcast conditions over the course of the race. No risk of rain to my mind, but I'm sure we'll find out later on. Cars now have to take their place on the grid here. The Japanese Grand Prix, Japan, the land of the rising sun. We'll see which of our 17 talented drivers will rise to the occasion today. Caught leaving a bit of a gap there, jumping quite far ahead on his run towards the grid. Using the last few burnouts before it takes his position. James later alongside him. James aiming to the left a little bit there, looking to jump across Cott on the start. As Connie Goblin and Curtis take the last 2 places on the grid. 27 laps of racing here at Suzuka coming your way. Here come the lights for round 4 of the championship here in the Racers Driving League Season 17. And it's light start, foot to the floor. We are underway. Great start there from James. Cott got really bogged down off the line there. He's going to lose a lot of places here. James into the lead. Landor takes 2nd. Pope up to 3rd. Imrie 4th. Krovi 5th. Cott down in P6. What on earth happened to the Sauber off the start? Sakirov onto the grass like there. He's managed to keep it under control. He's got Lucky Lambert threatening him for P7 as they charge through the opening couple of chicanes. James leads, but he's got half a second to land already. Pope in 3rd, Imrie there in 4th, but perhaps really off a challenge from Krovi, who could try and move to the picture. Should he get any closer? Right on board with the Red Bull here as you complete the 1st sector. Alvar and PJ going side by side for the back, looking for P12. Looks like PJ's got the edge on this occasion. Alvar under threat from Red J behind him. JB down to P15. Curtis and Connie taking their place at the back of the grid to start things off. Red J jumping in front. He's into P13 now. Good start from the Ferrari driver as they continue through. Oh, car on the grass there. That is the Alpine. Oh, he goes across the circuit. Out goes Red J. No! And a virtual safety car has been deployed. Alvar got onto the grass there, and Red J, after such a promising start, left with nowhere to go and out of the race already. Virtual safety car is deployed. And again, Red J, a race from which he retired last season after a collision with Imrie. The first casualty here at Suzuka. James led away off the line. What on earth happened to Cott for a start? He lost 5 places there on the getaway. He has some serious work to do in this Grand Prix now. On to lap 2 here. DRS coming to play when we get back on the way. Pope there in 3rd place, keeping the tyres warm. Promising start from Mercedes, then they're both getting a place each. In terms of your position gain from that first lap, the big driver who's getting noticed has been Curtis, who's gained 4 places so far from dead last. DRS were able to go back to racing here on lap number 2. James leads away. He's got 8 tenths to Landor, about 9 tenths to Landor. He's pulling away already here. Just the 1 DRS zone here in Suzuka, that's on the main straight. And looks like Landor will be more under threat from the 2 silver arrows than he will be in terms of threatening the RB in front. James is pulling away very quickly indeed here. In a manner that we'd see that's for young Sebastian Vettel back in the day. Of course, Vettel has been one of the circuits where he wrapped up his 2nd Drivers' Championship back in 2011, 13 years ago. Pope chasing Landor there. Everyone's single file for the time being. Landor now starting to reel James back in. Perhaps the DRS might be a bit more effective for the 3-time champion after all. Landor, of course, won just 1 race last season out of Italy. He's taken a win already this season. Looking for win number 2 as he leads the standings. Krovi closing in on Imri, who's closing on Pop Yellow Flags. Curtis out. Safety car's been deployed. What has happened to the Alpine? A crash in the last corner. And we've lost another car here. 2 cars gone in just over 2 laps. Apologies, we missed what happened. But the race all of a sudden slowed dramatically here. And a very chaotic start. Now steadied a little bit, but wow. Not at all the start we were hoping for. And Curtis, whose Q1 unfortunately was over before it really got going, out again. I imagine we'll see him lose a fair number of places in the Drivers' Championship. Of course, James is currently chasing Landon in the championship. There's 9 points separating after James' win in Australia. In the event that Landlord does not finish higher than second and James wins the race, then for the first time James will lead the World Championship. So all it takes in that case is a Pope overtake on Landlord, but there's still a long way to go in this Grand Prix. It's still very early days. Let's give Alvar a chance to catch up. He took repairs after the incident at the hairpin. Everyone stays out as expected here. I should think we'll see anyone into the pit lane. Oh no, Duck's in. Duck's got damage. And as does Courtney Goblin. So not a fantastic start for Ferrari then. Both cars damaged early on. One unfortunately damaged a bit more crisply than others. Wait and see. I imagine it won't be too long before we can get this going again. But the race neutralised very, very quickly indeed. Maybe be able to get Red J here in the press pen for an interview just quickly before we get back into the race. A little bit of time, obviously, because I was waiting for Courtney Goblin, Flying Duck, and Alvarez to close back up. But how long will they let us go for? So James leads them from Landlord, Pope, Imri, Krovi, and Cott. We'll see right back to work when the green flag comes back out. But we've got Red J in here now. Red J, mate, commiserations for being out the race so early on. What happened there?
Yeah, just an unfortunate incident on the first lap. Yeah, I think I overtook a couple of cars at the start and then came into the hairpin left-hand turn, and I knew there was a car coming up on my left-hand side. I think it was Alvar, and yeah, next minute I knew got completely taken out. Front left tyre went. And out the race, so obviously a massive shame. I'm sure, obviously, I know for a fact he didn't do it on purpose. No one in their right mind would do it on purpose. But yeah, from the replay, I think he just hasn't broke for the corner. I know there was a few other cars also around, so yeah, just a really unfortunate incident. But it is what it is. I'll be curious to see the other drivers' angles on their onboards, but. Yeah, always a massive shame, but hopefully I'll be keeping an eye on the race now, and we can still score some points with Costany at least.
I will say, as well as the angles from the drivers, we did catch it on. We did actually catch it on stream. From what I saw, Alvar, I think a bit too hot, got on the grass and just sort of skidded out of control. And from there, and to be honest, I thought he was going to miss you, but apparently not.
Yeah. It's just an unfortunate incident. Obviously, as I said, I'm sure there was no intention for him to do it on purpose. It's just an error. It happens. There was about 4 or 5 of us all in like a really close area on the first lap. But yeah, obviously, as I said last week, after draining a massive but we'll move on. I don't know what race is next on the calendar, but yeah, we'll look forward to that next week anyway.
We China next up. Any other China? What we think?
China. Okay, yeah. I look forward to China because it's nice and wide there. So that's good.
Okay, just before we let you go, so you get back on the way. Who's your pick to win the race? Give us your prediction.
I don't even know who's on pole, but I'm just gonna go with. I'd like to see a new driver win. I don't know, maybe Crovey or something like that. I don't think he's won before, so I'll go with him wherever he is on the grid.
Probably P5 in a minute, so we'll keep an eye out to see if you're right. But yeah, thank you for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you back next week in China.
No worries.
So that was Red J, very sportsmanlike after the incident there, which a lot of drivers I've seen will be frustrated by in my time in league racing. But perfect timing. Safety car coming back in now, ready to get underway again. James back in the field up here. Landlord and Pope there for company right behind him. The entire 15 cars in this race. A Ferrari and Alpine, we've lost both those 2 cars already this race. Curtis and Red J are about to get back underway then. James lead him away. Good escape there from the RB, but the Haas is right there on his tails, back underway. Those two have pulled away to a decent advantage here. Pope under pressure from Imrie as they charge towards turn 1. Will he go for a move into that corner? Won't go for it yet. Imrie stays in line. Crovey there in P5. Red J's picked to win the race. We'll see how he can get on if he can try and land podium finish, perhaps even the win. Cott, not a fantastic getaway for him. Lucky there in 7th, Sakir 8th, Websy 9th. Ethan Ransfield top 10. It's a bit more spaced out for the back. James up by about half second here. Decent restart then from the RB, but the Haas is still there. Not willing to let him get away too much. Of course, DRS come back into play, but he's got to the end of lap 7 to maintain that range so he can really use it to his full effect. Pope about 8 tenths back from Landlord here. He's got Imrie for company, his teammate. These two looking for points here today. Oh, a bit of a slide there from Cott on the exit. They may be in contact with Lucky. I'm not sure if there was damage there. Lock up! Oh, that's very close, but everyone avoids Cott, or the Lucky keeps Cott away from the side part of his race car and manages to keep P6 to himself. Cott is falling back here. Not a fantastic start to this race for the Kick Sauber, as the Aston Martin of Takir looks to come and try and challenge. The lone Aston in this Grand Prix. He's in a Sauber sandwich here. Websy in P9 just behind him, looking to try and close in this fight on those hard tyres. So a few more drivers on hards now. Flying Duck on hards, Alvar also on hards. Landor closing in here, looking for a position to try and take the lead. For a second, I thought he was going to try into the chicane, but nothing of the sort. Maintained his spot in P2. Pope is there. Top 5 have pulled away here. I feel like I've seen this story before. Lucky Lambo's got a rear view mirror full of cars. They charge towards turn 1 once again. Got all the way to the right hand side of the racetrack and charging back into P6. Lock up there through turn 2. He's getting under control. Oh, bit of a slide there. Slide again. He saved it once more. Lucky. I wasn't sure if he managed to escape unscathed, but he has done just that. Sakir there in 8th place, looking for an opportunity to try and move in should these two come together. Oh, slide there from the Aston Martin. Again, he keeps it under control, but the rear tyres are not friends with any of these drivers so far in this Grand Prix. James trying to pull an advantage here. So just trying to get rid of the safety car graphic there. For some reason, the safety car is very clearly not out. So that'd be a game glitch, unfortunately. Team Mercedes car still running in formation there. Pope leading Imrie. At what point with DRS does Imrie try and go for 3rd place off his teammate? We're hoping that they'll come together, a la Hamilton and Rosberg back in Barcelona in 2016. Landlord is close, looking for an opportunity to try and move up. Very quickly 130R. James covers him off. But Landlord's going to be in position for a potential overtake here, going towards turn 1. He's right there behind him. Might even need the DRS on exit. There he is. Rear wing goes wide open for the Haas. They charge towards that first corner. Landlord for the first time today takes the lead. We're on lap 8 now this Grand Prix. And here comes Pope from a long way back looking for 2nd. Can't quite do it. Might have gone on under the RB skin a little bit. Lucky back in front of Cott in front behind them. Lucky goes a bit wide there. It's going to allow Cott a chance on the exit. But Lucky shuts the door, maintains P6, and this fight, this train here, can be very exciting indeed. PJ, the last car in that train to not be in the points playing places. Can't go a bit too deep, a bit deep on the exit of that last corner. James is now it's his turn to play chase. Hunting Landlord. Lock up from the Haas, keeping it under control though, nice and steady. Pope has been looking for a chance now. You saw him go for it. And just maybe a little bit unnerving the RB behind him. Potentially the thought of a double whammy and losing both places in one go. Pope on those hard tyres will probably go longer into his first stint. I imagine we'll see a few longer stints today for the entire runners given that safety car. Krovi still sort of sitting back here in P5. He's about 6 or 7 tenths back as it stands. Can't quite get close enough to make that opportunity work for him. But the top 4 continues to charge away. Krovi, we'll start DRS range here. Be careful of that. He runs the risk of being stuck in no man's land. Yellow flag in sector 3. Who is that? Looks like everyone's okay. James back on the DRS, charging to the inside, takes the lead back from Landlord. Ooh! Slide there! Saved it again. A change in position has almost always led to a slide so far. Cot locks up. It's back in P6. These two go constant ding-dong, back and forth, back and forth. Neither one of them really pulling ahead and establishing position. Further back, Alvar and Cotley Goblin still sitting back in the field here. P14, P15 not being involved in those opening instants. Websy there in P13. Got a bit of work to do, needs to get himself back in the points. JB in P12, he's game places. Have a more in-depth look at your position change from this Grand Prix now. So far, there's no clear leader in terms of position changes. See PJ and Ethan, Lucky, Imri and Landlord have all gained 2 places each. But Pope might try and change that for Landlord even close enough. See these guys just running single file here, looking for opportunity. These guys also a lot of DRS still. Oh, Lucky Lambert's out of the race. Crash for Lucky. Where is he? There he goes off the circuit, and he's lost it on the exit. The exit spoon, and a second safety car has been deployed. Lucky Lambert out of the Grand Prix here. And the medium tyre runners coming into the pit lane now. Cart's joining them. He's on the hard tyres, but he's joining them. Pope stays out. He's the only one to stay out. Everyone's coming in, save for Flying Duck, who stays out. And the 2 hard tyre runners who pitted earlier on in the first safety car also staying out. But Lucky Lambert, who's been very, very popular in the chat tonight, unfortunately eliminated from contention. So it's now we're down to 14 cars in this race. I start to wonder how many we have left to talk about at the checkered flag. Of course, I imagine we should maintain enough cars in order to obviously have a finish. But Pope now assumes the lead. James come out in front of Landlord. Imri there, third of the cars. And Krovi there in 4th place of the cars who came out of the pit lane. Cot in P9 now. Ethan's still running on top 10 as it stands. With 17 laps to go, the next cross the line. Again, this Grand Prix in no way over. But it's been clear so far who the dominant drivers have been. So 4 drivers who stayed out, 3 of whom have made their stop already. Pope is yet to come into the pit lane. And I imagine he's going to try and go longer into the Grand Prix and then go for a set of softs to the flag. Which could work, but given that everyone else made a stop, he may need another safety car to sort of play into his hands here. Now, we won't get a restart just yet. We'll be going again on lap 12. Hopefully Lucky's retirement doesn't deter everyone from watching the remainder of the Grand Prix. Hope you enjoyed it so far. I understand for those guys, for those of you down there, that perhaps this wasn't what you're hoping for to go down in the first 10 laps, but I mean, there's still the race isn't over yet. There's still a number of good cars who could win this race, and one of them's going to. So only thing we can do is stack up and go again, get back up on the wheel. Courtney Goblin in the pit lane there for a fresh set of soft tyres, as you saw. So I imagine we'll definitely see one more stop from him today. I doubt he'll go to the end on those. So Ryan Gagnon into P2. James obviously in a decent position for the restart here. Yeah, with the highest running driver with the freshest tyres. We'll see what he's got to offer, but can he get around these 3 cars in front of him? Pope will be maintaining his lead, and I imagine we'll see these hard tyres go to the end. Cott and Websy might be a bit more of an ask from them, given that they're on medium tyres, but we've seen it done before. But it's rare we see the drivers who have done it before win the race. So we'll see whereabouts they stack up come the checkered flag. Should they make it? Of course, there's been high attrition rates in the first 3 rounds of the season, and we've almost always seen some kind of late chaos, at least at some point in the second half of the race. Of course, both Bahrain and Saudi Arabia ended in late safety car restarts. Speaking of the safety car coming in this lap, so Pope will lead the way this time. All 14 of our remaining drivers all there in your picture. Well, they were all in your picture until Pope came around 130R. There they all are. Safety car coming in. We'll see how the Season 11 champion handles this restart. Best place to go sort of on exit there, the last corner, and Pope is away, but perhaps not as much as he might have liked. Duck's still there with him. Get back on the way here. The RB closed a little bit, but not enough to go for the lead. So Pope hasn't quite pulled away. But now the start. Oh, but the slide there. He's managed to keep it under control. So Kian Courtney Goblin going head to head for P13 further back. Oh, Alvar falling back here. Landlord and James are around him. There goes Imri too. Kroby trying to make the pass as well. And Cott very nearly ran into him. Cott gets around him. Perhaps a bit more elbows out than he's used to. Alvar trying to get on the outside. Alvar falling from the field very quickly indeed here. Not a good race for Alpine so far. Cott now 1.4 back from Kroby in P6. James now to second, Flying Ducks let him go. But can he cause a bit more chaos for the 2 cars behind him, or 3 cars behind him? Landlord, Imri, Kroby. And James is closer to Pope. James in a net first place right now. Pope, again, still yet to make his first pit stop. $15 laps to go across the line. Pope shows the way. DRS back in play for us now. See just what these guys have in store for us. Imri's close to Landlord there, looking for some kind of opportunity. Ethan passing Alvar into turn 2. Websy around PJ. These guys are all going at it in the mid-pack. PJ backing out the fight with Websy. JB trying on the outside, can't quite get in there. The outside's not the place to be. And Courtney Goblin and Sack here are snapping at his heels there, trying to find a way into P12 themselves. Pope 6 tenths to good. He's got James for company behind him still there in P2, but James closing in that gap now. It was a full second about half a lap ago. It's now half a second, more or less. But this pack all quite tight for now. Webb's back with the points paying places, but will those medium tyres last as long as the two Saubers hope they will? That's the question. And Pope's going to have James for company now. James going to hold off till they reach the exit, the last corner. No move through 130R, nowhere near close enough, but there goes Landlord to the outside of Duck here. Down the main straight once again. DRS now in play once more. Can James slug the lead back? To the outside of the racetrack, Pope defends underneath. James into turn 1, reclaims to P1. And Pope now trailing him. Landlord in front of Duck, outright Imrie. The next cars try and challenge her at the RB with Crovey and Cott in hot pursuit. There's the Red Bull trying to find a way around Imrie as he fights himself for a way around Flying Duck. But Duck's got the pace to keep these guys behind, and that's helping his teammate James right now. The less threat, the less pressure with less cars behind James, the better. Oh, and there goes Cott off onto the grass. Oh, contact. That's damage for the Sauber. And the pole sitter now dealing with damage. Yellow flag, and that is Pope off the that's Pope off the circuit. What has happened to the Mercedes there? End plate damage on the car. And Pope down to P10 here and tumbling down the order. Websy 10 seconds for ignoring yellow flag. Penalty for the Sauber there, the second one of the night. All this going on as the chaos continues, but James leads by now 2.5. And this lap has been quite a turnout. Pope has gone from first to last there. James sets the fastest lap of the race, 1 at 30.553. And short for safety car, it's looking as though Pope's wait for that first point of the season might go on for a little bit longer here. Imrie and Duck going side by side. Imrie jumps in front. Third place now for the Mercedes. He can get to work on trying to chase down Landlord. But a rough start to the season for Mercedes gets a little bit rougher here. Pope now onto medium tyres. Going to go the rest of the way on these. As much as I'm sure his plan was to go on soft. The mediums work just fine. Crovey trying to find a way around Duck. Block up from the RB. Cott, despite the damage, is staying out of this one. Crovey, oh! Both cars sort of tangling there. Almost both cars off the circuit completely. As Websy might try and flip the needle here. Websy to the inside. Oh, narrowly squeezes inside. Catching Duck unawares. And Websy now into P4. He's got that 10-second penalty to think about. Didn't see the instance, unsure if he'll be removed by the stewards or not. That's the second 10-second penalty we've got of the night. To my knowledge. Oh, there's a penalty earlier for Alvar for colliding with Red Jet at the start. Halfway through though, James is away. Cott 3 seconds now. He's continuing with that wing damage. Duck to the outside here, looking to get back around Websy. Those two going very, very elbows out the road. Oh, Websy almost goes around. Keeps it under Mello. Oh, Crovey off onto the grass. Yellow flag. All clear now. It comes away. And it's turning into almost a demolition derby by F1 standards here. Spectacular carnage down the field here. And up front, the top four splits up a fair bit. Websy's closing on Flying Duck again. Caught right behind him. Both Sabbers with penalties. And medium tyres that I imagine will wear a lot faster than those behind on the hard tyres. All this right now is a godsend for the Williams cars. Ethan and PJ, P7, P8, they've been relatively quiet races so far. They've sort of been there and about. But so far, been keeping themselves as working with them right now. Yellow flag, and that is Pope. The man had a bobble there. End of the first sector. James still leads. 11 laps away from win number 2 on the trot. Landlord there in second place. Imrie third. Duck still maintaining position. Websy gets back in front of him though. The question now, can he try and pull an advantage to get out of DRS range? Well, no, surely. Right now, the last point currently being held by Sakir in the Aston Martin. Maybe about a second back in the McLaren, looking for an opportunity to close that gap down. But right now, Sakir's keeping the back of that train. Probably down to P9 now, thanks to that little escapade to the grass up ago. But now he's going to get back into the flow. His first target being both those two Williams cars. We'll see if he can get around them quickly. Oh, but almost a side fight there from Ethan towards PJ. Krovi gets caught out on the exit. Here comes Sakir to the inside. Bit of contact, I think a bit of contact there, not too sure. These two still going at it as they run towards Spoon again. Krovi maintains P9 for now, but for how long do you keep it there? Because Sakir has been going like a stabbed rat down these straights, especially with Slipstream. Here he comes. He's been pulled to the inside at 130R. Can he get clear on the entry? He can. Wobble on the exit though, so Krovi come back on the outside. Can't quite do it. Sakir into P9, but crucially, Krovi will now get DRS, but then so will Sakir due to being within 1 second of that train in front. Cock closing on Flying Duck. Got to the inside there, takes over the place. Salway out to P4 and P5, so just short the podium right now. Duck down to 6th. Sakir, 3-second penalty. And that'll help JB massively. Of course, he's in position to pick up many penalties should he not get it himself. Up front though, it's still James. 2.5 seconds to good over Landlord. It's a further 2.5 back to Imrie. And 3 back to Websy. He's all by himself now. All by himself and enjoying himself, I have no doubt as well. There's 9 laps to go when it's crossed the line. Crow's back at the inside of Sakir here. Trying to avoid contact. There might be a slight touch on the side pod there. Pope, 3 seconds. Pope continuing on here. That's hoping for a safety car. I'd say hold your breath, Pope. I mean, given the races so far, we may still get another one yet. If it's been that close today. These guys racing incredibly close quarters. Of course, a VST on lap 1, a safety car at the end of lap 2, and a safety car at lap 8 or 9, I forget. DRS back in play down on straight. And this is where it's most entertaining for these guys, running from P5 backwards. This little 6-car train, but Duck not close enough right now. Can't find a way around him. Of course, Duck, if he can stay where he is now, he'll finish in P4 after penalties. Oh, and Krovi's out. Safety car's been deployed. He's lost it. The exit at turn 2. Godsend for Pope. Krovi out of the race though. Becomes the 4th retiree of this Japanese Grand Prix. And James must be saying, you have got to be kidding me. Inside that cockpit, his lead of almost 3 seconds has been completely null and voided. Null and voided is the word I'm looking for. Pope into the pit lane here. Perhaps set soft tyres for the end. Mediums going back on. Fresh mediums. Krovi retiring then. Becomes our 4th DNF for this Grand Prix. Down to 13 cars in this race. 13 cars, 5 of whom have penalties. And the race has been frustrating for some. Not so frustrating for others. And we'll see here if any strategy changes are made based on this safety car. I doubt those guys won't want to try and run those hard at the end of the race. In comes James, in comes Landau, they're all coming in here. Will there be anyone who takes the risk and stays out? I imagine Duck will probably come in more than anyone. Everyone is in. James is away. Landlord is making his change now. James is far and away out in front. Courtney Goblin stays out. He's been on those soft tyres for 9 laps here. He's going to jump up to P3 in the running order. And that could be a span in the works for everyone from Imrie on back. But now it's fair game. These are true positions for everyone now. Save for Courtney Goblin, who of course, who may need to stop again, I imagine. And we'll see in a few minutes' time as to whereabouts this race will go. So situation then, as it stands on lap 20, we have 7 laps to go. Another late race restart is incoming. James leads as he has done for the majority of the afternoon, followed by Lowell in second, Courtney Goblin there in third. Perhaps the anomaly in the running order. The only driver who stayed out. Imrie in 4th, Flying Duck 5th, Ethan up to 6th, JB 7th, Websy 8th, top 8, all up no penalties. Sakir 9th, Alvar the last point scorer right now, PJ 11th, he's got no penalties. Cott in 12th and Pope in 13th. We're just waiting now on Pope to come around. Courtney Goblin coming in now. So chances are we'll fall down to P12. But soft tyres going on, so we're in for a scrap here to the finish. Websy, Courtney and Cott all around the risk going on soft tyres. Cott putting on a new set now. We'll see if those guys have the pace. The latter stage of this Grand Prix, this could go anyone's way. James will be looking to keep it under control as he has done throughout. This could be anyone's race to win in the next 6 laps. So of course 4 cars out of this race. We're down to 13 runners. Crovey, Lucky, Curtis and Red J all eliminated from contention in this Grand Prix. Down to 13. Pope has joined the back of the pack here, so points for Mercedes, double points could still be on. If Websy can maintain his position and Pope can gain 3, it'll mean that every full-time driver has scored points in the opening 4 rounds of the season. Just show you how competitive, how tight-knit this grid is. If James wins this race and Lando does not finish any higher than 2nd place, James will lead the championship. If James wins and takes fastest lap, then Lando will lead by just 1. He'll be slashing that lead down massively. 6 laps to go. Now it's time to settle it. James gives himself a bit of breathing room this time. Now backing everyone up on the run towards the chicane. He's been fantastic on the restarts so far today. That Lando, I've seen this restart before. Will James try anything different? 6 laps. Settle it here at Suzuka. The sprint begins. We're underway. Off towards turn 1. All single file here to kick things off. Imrie and Lando following in James' wake. Those two the main threats to his win today. Everyone nice and controlled here as he reached the first couple of we reached the chicane for the first time in this first sector. James has been nice and calm here. He's led away as he intended to. Passing Courtney Goblin. Well, open door for Pope to try and make a move too. Pope on the inside. They'll take P12 here. Pope's objective will perhaps try and follow Cop through and then pounce when the time is right. Nice and neat from everyone here as they go through the hairpin. James pulling away. It's good points for RB right now. Flying Duck there in P4. Looking to contend for a late podium if you can nab it off of Imri or Landlord, but those guys pulling away from him quickly. Into left-hander. Imri right on the tail of Landlord this time round. Up towards 130R once more. James leads. He's got a half second to Landlord. Imri on his tail. JB passing Ethan here. Those two side by side in the chicane. JB jumps in front. He gets to the bus stop. Imri's fallen away a bit. James sets the fastest lap. That's 426 points going his way. He can maintain that spot. 3 wide for P5. There goes Websy around both cars. Double whammy for the Salaba, who takes both places there. Double play. Fantastic. I'm using completely different sports terms in Formula 1 here, but I'm doing a fantastic job of it, if you ask me. Websy up to P5 now. 10 points going his way. That'll be his first 10 of the season. He can maintain it, and Cott's still the points too. Hope in P11 looking to try and fight back. James in front. DRS is in play now. And Landlord is narrowly keeping himself in DRS range right now. Flying Duck not in range of Imri for the minute. He's about 4 tenths out. And we need to get a bit closer to Landlord if he's going to stand any chance of nabbing that place. But I imagine those guys will go back and forth over the last 4 laps. It'll be a case of who's in the right place at the right time. Of course, with Sin drivers hold off going into 130R before, thinking, I'll get him with DRS down the main straight. It comes to that last lap and you get a run, you're going to want to go for it. Oh, Alvar and Ethan going at it. Cox the inside of Ethan into the corner. Oh, around goes the Alpine of Alvar, and he's taking Ethan with him. And that might just kill the chances of both cars scoring points here today. Ethan has no penalty, so he's still got a chance, but he's got to get his skates on now. Alvar down in P13. This moves Pope and Cott back inside the points now. PJ, the last point scorer, and Courtney Goblin right behind him. Looking to try and nab Ferrari some points. Up front, top 3 still comes by about the same gap. 6 or 7 tenths between them each car. Webb's got 1.5 behind, but all by himself. From a Flying Duck, no threat to him. JB in P5, P6, looking to nab P5. Sakir now leading Cott. Pope behind them. PJ in a world of his own, but being chased by Courtney Goblin. So 3 back to Ethan and 4 back to Alvar. Landlord is looking for any sort of opportunity he can use to try and close that gap. James doesn't need to pull away too much more. A lot of battery these guys are saved up. Imri has used almost all of his. See the red light flash on the back of his Mercedes there. In terms of battery, a few cars from the back struggling here, but James and Landlord have plenty. And I imagine we'll see these two scrapping for the win. 3 laps to go. Webbsy fastest lap there. He'll nab the bonus point. There goes Landlord to the outside of the racetrack going into turn 1. Keeps it under wraps and takes the lead. Pope passing Sakir. JB passing Flying Duck. The DRS now working its magic. Landlord now leads, but James is right there with him. If Landlord can keep James at bay, that might allow Imri into the picture. James of the 3, I'd say the much faster car of the trio. So if Landlord can keep him at bay, then Imri may swing with a shot. He's yet to stand on a podium all season. Mercedes just 8 points to their name so far in this championship. Those points coming courtesy of Imri in Bahrain. He hasn't scored since. And I'm sure he'd love to end what must feel like a barren run to him with a podium finish. But the race win is right there, and I wouldn't blame him for going for it. James closing here. Overtake being used on both cars briefly. Alvar, 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. James looking around. Lock up there from the RB. Maintains it. Keeps it under control. Now can Imrie come into play behind them? DRS deploys. You have a run. James closing and looking for the lead here. Stays in line. He sticks in there behind Landlord. What games is James playing? I assume positioning himself for a pass going on to the final lap. Of course, he and Cott dueled in a manner very similar to this last week. It was James who emerged on top. This time, Cott's nowhere to be seen. It's Landlord, the former series champion. Last championship came back in season 12. It's been 4 seasons since he brought home the title. And 2 wins in 4 would be a good way to start his next conquest on the championship. Yellow flag for the back, and that is... unsure who that was. Everyone's okay. We'll continue on. The top 3 here, you could put a blanket over them as they charge through the second sector. Webbsy a second and a half behind. He'll be rubbing his hands together at the thought of these 3 all having some kind of altercation, some kind of coming together on the last lap, and perhaps nabbing the spoils. We said done before. Think back to Baku season 15. Well, Webbsy took advantage of an incident that happened in front, and went on to take the win. But it was nowhere near as late in the race as this. You see James looking for an opportunity. He won't go for it just yet. He's got a run, but he's going to hold off. There are 2 main places to go for here. Imrie, poor exit. That might spell his chance to win the race. Null and void here. Last lap of Suzuka. 1 more to go. James to the outside of the racetrack. Landlord defends the inside. James goes dancing around the high side and into turn 1 with the lead. JB and Pope both passing. Duck hit. All contact. Cott stays on the circuit. Down in P8 though. Pope fighting back to P6. And it could be P5. He can get around JB too. Or will he try and stick out here and try and have those first points of the season? Him and Webbsy will be scoring for the first time this campaign. James is pulling away. 7 tenths to the good now. It looks as though first place might just be on the wraps here. What can Landlord do? 1 mistake and the hassle will be all over him. Otherwise there'll be 1 more real chance going down in towards the chicane and through 130R. But can Landlord get close enough for that? Pope into P5. He's side by side with JB for position. Pope jumps in front. P5 now for the Mercedes car. Be a good point for the Silver Arrows as long as they can finish the job. Yellow flag. That is... looks like Alvar in sector 1. All good. No issue back there. We keep racing. Landlord's closing. He's got a good run here. He's really backed up behind James. He goes side by side with him though. This is the race for the victory as they charge towards the last chicane. James outbreaks him. Landlord's going to try and switch back at him, but James, that move might have just sealed it. Down towards the checker flag. James defends the inside and runs to the checkers and wins here in Japan. Landlord led by less than a tenth in second place. Imrie 3rd. Webbsy 4th. Huge scrap for the line there. JB beats Duck and Pope. Unsure if... Pope, oh, spinning back. That's Connie Goblin who's gone around. As everyone crosses the line here. What a chaotic finish here in Japan. Gaming James nabs win number 2 on the season and of his RDL career. Landlord in second, only just. That late move might have almost won the race. He got backed up a bit going into 130R. Perhaps came in just a little bit too hot. The timing was right. He just went a bit too soon. As Alvar comes through and crosses the line himself. James, though, is your winner. Double points for Mercedes. Imrie home in 3rd. Pope will take points at the end of the day. So Webbsy and Pope scoring, which means that everyone, all 20 full-time drivers as of right now, have scored points this season. Fantastic stuff to watch. What an exciting race. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. So James wins it for the second time this season. Landlord home in second. Imbri finishes in third place. First podium of the season for the Mercedes driver. But James is your winner then. And all of a sudden his star rising very, very quickly in this league. 2 wins on the trot. Second trophy being held aloft for RB this season. Lando will maintain the lead in the championship, but only by 2 points going into next week's race in China, which I will confirm on the fastest lap here if I can get to see the results. And so it tells me I won't be able to. But to my knowledge, Websy still has the fastest lap. So only one or 2 points in it when we get to the next race in China. And we have Pope here already in the commentary box. Pope, that was remarkably quick to you, mate. Well, that was a finish and a half. Talk me through it.
Oh, gutted, absolutely gutted. Made a mistake, got damage, and then had to pit, and then got damage again, had to pit, but luckily on the safety car. I mean, it was a crazy last few laps. Honestly, me and Cop pushing through the field as much as possible. Gutted about the time penalty because it was, I think, P5 or something like that.
Yeah,
I think
you're racing for that fifth spot. Did you beat JB to the line, or did he beat you?
I believe he beat me to the line, so P6 then I would imagine.
Okay, cool.
But either way,
right then, yeah, that's good.
still very, very close. I had no ERS left. It was a lovely little ding dong into the triangle at the end. But it's just I'm heartbroken because I felt like I was the fastest driver today, especially in the race. I felt so quick.
Yeah,
keeping up with him. I mean, in the first stint I was on hards, they were on mediums. I was keeping up with him, and then at the end, probably could have gotten fastest lap if I wasn't fighting through all the traffic. But I'm not really too bothered. At least I've got the season underway now.
First points on the board, always a pleasure to have that sorted for you. But of course, because things were going alright for you, sort of midpoint of the race. Because I didn't actually catch that on the train. So what actually happened there?
I have no idea. I have genuinely no idea. Next minute, I put the foot down like a normal did. Next minute, I'm in a bloody wall. Red front wing damage. And I get 2 warnings, which I could get them off, but I didn't record it properly, so it's unfortunate on that. I probably shouldn't have got a time penalty, but yeah, felt really good. Heartbroken, obviously, because I think I could have won the race, but yeah, it's what it is.
It's good to have that before that pace back. Now you can fight again. I'd say that's probably the main thing to think about.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the pace has been there every race, but finally able to capitalise on it. The only mistakes are coming from me now, which is it's easy to iron out, that type of stuff. So yeah, going on to China, we'll see what it's like. I've not drove China, I think, since 2021 in the league.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like really completely out of tune with that track. So it's kind of learning, relearning, and the racing's normally pretty good round there. Obviously been in the commentary booth with you a couple of times for it, so yeah, looking forward to it.
I have to ask last thing. So both of you and Imri scoring points, but is this the start of Mercedes season? Are we about to see you guys come right up the table? Is this the one?
It's going to take time. It's not one of those things where you're overnight fantastic, but we have one more race, I think, without Grumio, so that's Haas with one thing. Unlucky for Cott as well. Got front wing damage at some point during that race as well, so Salva's not at it. RB's looking good, but I think it's going to be close. It's going to take us time. It's a really tough couple races. I know we've got, obviously, China, then Imola. I love Imola, so that's good. But then you got the Monaco. You got the start of the European circuit, so it's going to be tough.
Is that you here complaining about Monaco? That doesn't sound like you.
I mean, I'm just keeping my expectations low about Monaco, that's all.
I'm expecting the win from you, bro. I hope you're aware of that.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
What do you say? I go on.
Hey, what's that?
What do you say? I go on a bit. Flipping heck.
Whoa.
You got honestly, you got. Oh, it's been a while, mate. Honestly.
I was going to be nice to you as well because it's 300 bloody race, but not anymore.
Oh, well, no,
just
both
went-
scorers in here.
Just,
both on
I
the
just
scorers.
heard you and I thought, God almighty, he's going on a bit, so I thought I need to get in the group and just tell him.
To be fair, Webster,
Alright, see you later, guys.
your place demand has been
Yeah.
held by Red Jays recently. Because he gets
Oh,
some
geez.
he gets
What?
some answers too.
Oh, is he? Oh, good. I've
So you-
been
you've
listening
competition.
because I've been in. Oh, good. I'm alright. I don't mind a bit of competition.
You
Anyway, GG everyone.
Alright, all good.
I'm hopefully going to get.
Nice.
I'm hopefully going to get. I've got a 10-second penalty, so I don't know if that comes off or not. When you, I think you.
I think you get
come off
5
the top,
seconds off.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh dear. Woo!
Alright,
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Oh.
I'll see you later. Leave it at that. See you later. Bye, guys. Bye bye.
That's alright. Oh, Smith,
Yeah,
that's both
he
our
does
new
get
points
5
scorers.
seconds off, I believe.
Okay, and Pope, if I'm out, I'll call James in. Of course, James, winner of the race today. James, you want to mute yourself for us, mate? Well, well, second win in a row, but I think that one was a bit more tense compared to last week's one. That finish, mate, less than a tenth in it with you and Landlord. Talk me through that.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. So probably lucky to win it if Pope out there. You know, yeah, I think it was, Pope. You probably wouldn't won it here, honestly. If you that safety car, I think no, yeah, that safety car didn't come out, I think. But the race was crazy. So it was win lucky, I think, honestly. Over 10th in it.
Yeah, very, very close indeed. I'd say that safety car, the second one, definitely didn't play into your hands too much. I mean, you had 2 or 3 seconds. I mean, in my eyes, short of anything going wrong, you had the race won. So was that frustrating to see when it came out?
Oh, I was fuming. So it was. I was even considering of staying on the hard. So it was, you know, just stick it out. But I mean, when that safety car came out, I thought my race is over here because I haven't got as much pace as the guys behind. So wasn't happy with that at all. But stayed out and worked out quite well for me.
Of course, you took mediums for the final stop. Was there any thought of taking softs at all, or did that not really cross your mind?
Yeah, I thought that at first, and then thought of the British Grand Prix actually. I've landed not taking this off, so went for a mediums this time.
I'll say you made the right choice there. I mean, going back quite a few laps here, to obviously the start of the race, because off the start you pulled away fantastically. I mean, compared to Cotton, you just sort of got bogged down there. So, I mean, the start was nice and easy for you, I think, until that first VSC.
Yeah, it was very easy. I think there was like more tire difference with all. I was on the mediums, and he on the hards. Like, and then he held up the guys behind for a wee bit, so I was able to pull away a wee bit. But I didn't get out DRS, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, I mean, the DRS didn't come into play too much until for the first couple of laps. But regardless, the win does put you, to my count here. Did you get fastest up at the end? I don't think you did. I think it went to Websy at the end.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, no, I can see it went to Websy. So that by my count puts you 2 points behind Landon in the championship. James, I'm going to ask you here. I know we're very early on in the season, but is there any hope of a title charge for you this season?
Wow, I mean, I hope so. Like, you know what I mean? If I keep up this form, it's definitely on. I think. With Grumio back in a few races time, it's going to be pushed to the end. I think. Who takes them?
Do you reckon you can take both them 2 house cars on? You reckon?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've got it.
Confidence indeed.
Not to be cocky or anything.
Last thing, in terms of next week's race in China, how's Shanghai as a circuit for you? Could we see another win in the cards? Go 3 for 3?
Hopefully. No said this every week, but I don't think China's strong shit, honestly. But I said that about Japan, I said about Australia. But I mean, maybe. Hope it might be on the cards.
Given how the season's gone, any track can be anyone's strong suit. But yeah, so I mean, hopefully in your case we'll see you back up here. But we'll see if you can go 3 for 3 next week. So congratulations on the win again.
Yeah.
And we'll see
Thank
you
you,
around.
Cheers.
Pope, I can now bring you back in. This is becoming a rarity. This is becoming like a usual thing now at this point, but I'm just bringing you back in for the end of races. You have to give me a word of the race there, since you're here.
Oh, it's a tough one that. Actually, I'm not too sure. 'Cause I was gonna be cheeky and say AI because everyone's in fucking AI for half the race.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Honestly. But, right, okay. I'm gonna out everyone here.
Oh no.
Nobody drives under the safety car anymore. Formation laps and out laps on qualifying. Everyone goes into AI.
Oh my.
There you are.
Well. Those of you still around to the end, you know. I think the word for it should be exposed.
Exposed, yes, exactly. That's a good one.
Oh, look what you've done, Pope. You've created a conspiracy. Well, there's your word. Exposed is the word. So make sure when you come back to watch this stream, make sure to write the word exposed in the comments so I know what you think of Pope outing everyone. Because we always find something to go above Pope out. But no one ever does it. That's what annoys me the most. No one makes it that
They will
far
soon.
stream.
I'll force them to.
You mean you're better, but they're saying that. I doubt they'll be too happy to be doing anything for you, given what you just said there.
Yeah. Well, it sort of ruins the racing, to be honest. But you have to do what you have to do to be fast. So I can't blame everyone. I do it as well.
Will Pope live to see next week? We'll have to find out next time out in the Racers Driving League next episode. The Chinese Grand Prix next week on the 15th of July. Here on Zach RC channel, same place as always. Guys, thank you so much for watching this one. The support has been amazing these first few races. Hopefully we can keep this up all season. But thank you guys so much for watching. From myself, it's goodbye. From Pope, it's goodbye. But we're going to sound like he's still commentating because it gives me enjoyment. We'll see you guys in the next race. Goodbye, everyone.